If you are 50 years and older, you are welcome to join Elgin State Bank's sponsored movie days at Elgin Marcus Theater. It will always be on the second Thursday of each month. Doors open at 8:30 a.m. At 9 a.m., you will hear a very brief message from Sherry Aschenbrenner about upcoming senior events, and movies will begin at approximately 9:30 a.m. Coffee and a donut is complimentary. You can always call the movie theater hotline number of 847-888-7976 to find out what movies are playing each month. The cost is $3 if you are a member of Elgin State Bank, meaning you have an account there, and $5 if you are a non-member. And for more senior information, catch Sherry's Senior Showcase on the third Tuesday of every month at 9:15 a.m. right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
And you know what that sound means. How's it going, everybody? You are out to lunch with yours truly, Ben Boquist, here on 1410 WRMN AM. We're on YouTube as well. Find us by searching WRMN Radio on YouTube. And you'll see my rather large-looking face on this screen here. And we're focusing today on good news. So have a nice lunch with me, and we'll talk about all the good stuff that's going on in the world, and maybe just kind of focus on that. But starting off first here, I obviously want to thank everybody and give out the phone number to call me if you'd like to be a part of the conversation today on Out to Lunch. Go ahead and give me a call, 847-931-1410, 847-931-1410. That's the number. Go ahead and call in on any of these topics we're going to talk about. First off, I did just want to tell everybody, let everybody know what the programming is on our station. So let's see. Today, the new weekday lineup as of 6/10/24, and still the first shift with Marky B, 6 to 10 a.m. Then we go to Brian Kilmeade, 10 to noon, out to lunch with yours truly and Dennis Green. Every day we'll be here just really telling you what's going on in the community, good spots to eat, go out to lunch. We're going to be doing a lot of live remotes, and really we delve into a little bit of politics, we nonpartisan politics, we focus on issues, things like that, and telling you a little bit more about Out to Lunch because I'm on Out to Lunch. So, and you are too. Thanks again for listening to the Talk of the Town, Voice of the Valley, 1410 WRMN. We have a 75-year anniversary coming up, which is cool. To be a part of a media establishment that's been doing this for 75 years, come on. I'm counting my lucky stars. The radio shopping show every day. Oh, wait, I skipped. We're going to play Democracy Now! From 2 to 3 p.m. So a little new programming. Let us know what you think of Democracy Now! The radio shopping show from 3 to 6 p.m. That's a in-house show that we do. We work with communities to bring you discounts to whatever you want to do. We got a bunch of places for entertainment, for food, for lunch, dinner, breakfast, anything. Dinner, brunch. I'm sure there's something in there. And also services. You got to get your car serviced. You got to get everything taken care of. Go ahead and go to radioshopping.com, and you'll find all the cool deals, local stuff, and then programming-wise, listen to the Radio Shopping Show from 3 to 6 p.m. right here on 1410 WRMN. If your 1410s aren't WRMNs, get with it. Come on, peeps. Rick Smith from 6 to 7 p.m. That's a new addition here. Let us know what you think of the Rick Smith Show. Tom Hartman from 7 to 10. American Ground Radio from 10 to 11. Caravan to Midnight, 11 to, you guessed it, midnight. Coast to Coast, the great, paranormal activity and just a bunch of fun content. AM radio at its best. Coast to Coast from 12 to 4 a.m. Of course, we play that here. Fox News rundown from 4 to 5 a.m. And if you're up that early, RFD Illinois from 5 to 6 a.m. So check it out. That's why WRMN is so great, because we have it all. You know, we play it something for everybody. Just because you don't like one program, maybe you'll like the next program. And yeah, it's just kind of as simple as that. If the old adage, which we usually keep in the back of the house, but it's why the radio has knobs. So you could listen to what you want to listen to. And we hope that you like everything you hear on WRMN 1410 AM. And that's sincere. But another sincere thing we're talking about here is good news. So let me pull up this screen over here, and you can see some of the good news we're going to be talking about from goodgoodgood.co. Check out that this website. It's just a beacon of awesomeness and fun, good stories that everyone can enjoy. How about that? Good news this week. This is from June 29th, so highlighting the most recent news. Zoos, trees, and Liberian tigers. Lynxes. Or is it Iberian? Yeah. Every day, good team collects the best good news in the world and shares it with the community. Here are the highlights for this week. Okay, so the best positive news that they're celebrating this week, and we all are, the greatest recovery of a cat species ever achieved, the rarest wild cat in the world, is now no longer endangered. The Iberian lynx is one of the rarest cat species in the world, and after 20 years of hard-won conservative efforts, it's officially off the endangered species list. In 2002, the species was brought to the brink of extinction, with only 94 Iberian lynxes remaining in Spain, and disappearing entirely from Portugal, where it was declared locally extinct. The main cause of Iberian lynx's decline was its disappearing food source, which was affected by agricultural production and disease, as well as by poaching and highway construction. Why is this good news? The Iberian lynx's recovery is proof of all good that conservative efforts can do, conservation efforts can do, if we invest in them long term. Conservation has focused on the project over the course of 2 decades, and thanks to those efforts, the species population increased 20-fold. So much that it was removed from the endangered species list entirely. How about that? So progress, recovery, loving lynxes. Those are the themes for Out to Lunch today. Give me a call at 847-931-1410. I'm gonna commit that to memory someday. But till then, I have my fancy laminated one sheet with a coffee stain on it. Shouts out. Okay, according to the latest estimates from the United Nations, this is a whole entirely different story, okay? And I want to preface this by saying I'm not in any way, shape, or form trying to pull the wool over any type of situations. You know, worldwide, there's always bad news and atrocities and really just things that, that are crazy that are happening right now as far as, campaigns and just in bad conflicts. Of course, I'm talking about Middle East. I'm talking about Africa. I'm talking about Ukraine and Russia. So, again, not trying to deflect from that. But this is another story that's a good story to focus on. The number of children who've died before their 5th birthday reached a historic low in 2022. According to the latest estimates from the United Nations, 4.9 million children died before their 5th birthday in 2022, fewer than ever before. And while that number is still heartbreakingly high, it's incredible progress. The historic achievement is thanks to midwives and skilled health personnel helping mothers safely deliver their newborns, health workers vaccinating, protecting children against deadly diseases, and community health workers who make home visits to support families to ensure the right health and nutrition support for children. Thanks to decades of effort from the individuals, communities, and entire countries, the global under 5 mortality rate has declined 51% since 2000. Several countries like Cambodia, Malawi, Mongolia, and Rwanda saw under 5 mortality reduced by more than 75%, and it's proof that we can make more progress to end all preventable child deaths. Progress which is desperately needed to continue making most of the remaining child deaths due to preventable or treatable causes like birth complications, preterm, and diseases like malaria and pneumonia. So the article, and again, this is goodgoodgood.co. I'm reading off of the information that they have so greatly procured and continue to do so. If you're part of goodgoodgoodnews.co, please reach out to me. Maybe we'll have you on, and we'd love to work with you in any capacity. It can feel conflicting to celebrate achieving a milestone like this when so many children are still dying, and it's important it's important progress to celebrate as we continue working to reduce child deaths even more by ensuring equitable access to high-quality health care, maternal health care, vaccinations, disease diagnosis, and more. So, yeah, good news. You hear that? It sounds like good news, and that's because it is. With advances in health, science, and, just accessibility to good ways to give birth, that number is lower than ever. So it's just a miracle in its own to be in the time that we're living in. So gotta love it. And here is another good feeler here. Achieving a major reforestation milestone, the Democratic Republic of Congo has planted 90% of its 1 billion tree goal. I didn't even know that was a goal. So good on that. The Democratic Republic of Congo loses 500,000 hectares or 1.2 million acres of forest over every year due to shifting cultivation, mining, and illegal informal logging. To address the widespread deforestation, a Congolese government program aspired to plant 1 billion trees between 2019 and 2023, aiming to strengthen climate resilience, alleviate poverty, and protect biodiversity. While they didn't meet their goal, they reached a remarkable 90% of their target, and the organization behind the reforestation effort plans to continue planting more trees, even after the government program comes to an end. So, planting 1 billion trees is quite a hefty goal, and I'm glad they made that their goal, and they came up a little bit short, but that was 90% of 1 billion. That's 0.9 billion. It's pretty good. 0.90 billion. Okay. So we got that stuff. Good news out of the way. That was the highlighting the good news from last week. And yeah, it's pretty awesome just in general. Here's another one. A university professor is using concrete and corals to help protect Miami during hurricane season. And we'll talk about the tropical storm Hurricane Beryl coming down on the Caribbean, which is the earliest Cat 4 storm in the Caribbean, I believe, on record. So I'll corroborate that. But we'll focus on that a little later in the show. But now, good news. A university professor is using concrete and corals to help protect Miami during hurricane season. As part of a team of engineers, biologists, and social scientists, University of Miami Professor Diego WRMN is developing a solution to protect Miami's coastlines from the impacts of hurricanes, which are intensifying due to climate change. And with 2024 predicted to be a record-breaking year for hurricanes, their solution couldn't come at a better time. The group is using a combination of gray and green infrastructure, combining concrete and coral to create the Sea Hive, a 12-foot-long stacked pyramid structure made of hexagonal concrete tubes, placed at about 30 feet of water. From the side, they look like beehives. Those openings allow water and wave energy to filter through them, collecting the energy in the Sea Hive rather than letting it make it to shore. In their lab simulations, the structure reduced wave energy by 60 to 70% and could prove to be significant help for Miami's coastlines, which are already seeing record flooding and erosion as storms intensify. So how about that? That's just simply amazing. I love it. And yeah, you're listening to Out to Lunch. We'll be right back.
Blast Off! As Circus World boldly goes where no circus has gone before. Feel the big bang as Tina the Human Cannonball flies high.
Defy gravity with an upside-down rocketeer, perky poodles, soaring aerial acts, plus camels, llamas, horses, and ponies orbiting the ring.
Jugglers, zany comedy, and space cadet music invite you to Blast Off! To family fun at Circus World.
In the mood for some great barbecue but just don't have time to make it yourself? Carry out Coleman's Barbecue on Elgin's East Side at 79 Clock Tower. Coleman specializes in ribs, tips, chicken wings, seafood, and sandwiches with sides like coleslaw, potato salad, and dessert. Try Coleman's Exotic Mild Sauce. It's the bomb. You can also buy sauce in gallon or pint sizes. Barbecue on Elgin's East Side at Coleman's Way. Call 224-535-8153. 79 Clock.
In the middle of the night, everything will be all right if you listen to Coast right here on WRMN 7 days a week from midnight to 5 a.m. Each night on Coast to Coast, listeners are captivated by George Noory with discussions on news and current events, conspiracy theories, UFOs, life after death, and all things curious and unexplained. Coast to Coast, every night, midnight to 5 a.m. right here on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Celebrating 70 years of serving the Fox River Valley, WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM is proud to inform and entertain you every day with great local shows that keep you connected with the people in your community, like the Radio Shopping Show, where listeners are encouraged to let us know about their experiences with our business partners.
We did the Japanese garden, and they had a free show at the time that we went. We went over to Denny's restaurant where we did the breakfast, and then we head off to Wisconsin Dells. We did the Pirates Cove, the Knucklehead. It was just a fun 3-day trip. So thanks to you guys.
The voice of the Valley and the home of the Radio Shopping Show. You are listening to WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Discover the authentic taste of Italy at Mazziano's Pizza and Pastaria at Route 20 and Nestler in Elgin. There is one true fact of everyday life that never dulls: the simple pleasure of eating great Italian food. At Mazziano's, they'll make sure your dinner or lunch will be the best part of your day. Whether you have a taste for pizza or any of Mazziano's homemade Italian recipes, like ravioli or lasagna, they can also cater your party. Enjoy it any way you like: delivery, carry out, or dine in. Visit Mazzianos.com.
And you know what that sound means. You're back on Out to Lunch. What is up, everybody? My name is Ben, and here we are. Here we are, Out to Lunch on WRMN 1410 AM. Talk of the town, voice of the valley. It's what it is. You're listening to the program that is on Elgin's flagship radio station, I'd like to say, and reminding you of our programming here. And we do have a new show playing now from the 2 to 3 segment of the clock, which will be Democracy Now! And also I want to give a shout out, Open Book coming up directly after this program. Should be fun with the Gail Borden Library, telling you what's going on there, what they're all, what initiatives, what kind of fun stuff you could do at the Gail Borden, the famed Gail Borden Library. And And yeah, don't miss that every Monday from 1 to 2. So as I said, going through the programming here, first shift with Marky B, 6 to 10 a.m., Brian Kilmeade, 2 to 10 to noon, out to lunch with yours truly, Ben Boquist. Every day I could be here. A lot of times we do a lot of stuff over at the station, so sometimes I'm out doing other stuff. I got to record other podcasts. I'm editing all the time, doing video editing. I do a lot of work, guys, so if you're hearing my voice, it means that, not that I'm not busy, which I'm very busy usually. It means that I'm putting off work so that I can work later to do this show for you guys, so you're welcome. And thank you for listening, most of all, and thanks for the opportunity to be on the airwaves in this old 75-year-old station. It's amazing. So yes, going through the programming here again. New Democracy Now! From 2 to 3. The Radio Shopping Show from 3 to 6. Rick Smith from 6 to 7. Tom Hartman from 7 to 10. American Ground Radio from 10 to 11. Caravan to Midnight, 11 to midnight. Coast to Coast, 12 to 4. Fox News Rundown from 4 to 5, if you're up that early. RFD Illinois, 5 to 6 a.m. So that's the whole 24, people. That's all we got. We got something for everybody, especially the Radio Shopping show. Check that out if you're local. We deal with all surrounding communities and businesses. It's really a great resource to check it out. You got to get an oil change. They got coupons for that. Anything you may need. Yeah, you can go ahead and have a good lead on that, and we'll do the legwork for you. So how about that? Give me a call, WRMN 1410, 847-931-1410. I want to shout out the YouTube comments. Dutchman's Woodjack, thanks always for listening and watching. He says, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon back to you, sir. Always listening. We need a woodworking artist show. I wonder who would be good at that. The Dutchman's Woodcheck. The Dutchman's Woodcheck also says, love the positive news. Well, good, because we're going to keep with that theme of positive news. And yeah, just keep on rolling out to lunch. Give me a call and let me know your favorite lunch spots, because that's kind of what we focus on. Lunch is amazing. I'm thinking I might go to Blue Box or another local establishment later and enjoy some great stuff. I'm always looking at Shawarma Stop right next door. Come and say hi. 1410 Douglas. At 14 Douglas. If you go to 1410, you'll probably end up. I don't think Douglas goes that far. Either way, come and say hello. We're right on the street. We've got a window. We've got a monitor for you to see. You can sit here and watch the show, get your shades on, and make out the dimly lit screen. But I digress. Into some more news. I said we were focusing on good news, and you don't get good news without bad news. So that's just how it works. And this is highlighting an article from Reuters.com. The U.S. Supreme Court blocks EPA's Good Neighbor Air Pollution Plan. And now, by all means, if this is good news to you, I want you to explain that to me, because it's hard. I understand the climate issue is divisive, and there's a lot of bad actors in every sector of opinion having. So it's easy to say, wow, it's all BS, the climate stuff, and it's all just a ploy. But I'm not a believer of that 100%, I think. But again, digressing to read you this article from Reuters.com entitled, The U.S. Supreme Court Blocks EPA's Good Neighbor Air Pollution Ban. Washington, June 27th, the U.S. Supreme Court blocked an Environmental Protection Agency regulation aimed at reducing ozone emissions that may worsen air pollution in neighboring states, handing a victory on Thursday to 3 Republican-led states and steel and fossil fuel industries that had challenged the rule. The 5-4 decision granted requests by Ohio, Indiana, West Virginia, and as well as U.S. Steel Corp, pipeline operator Kinder Morgan, the industry groups to halt enforcement of the EPA's Good Neighbor Plan, restricting ozone pollution from upwind states while they contest the rule's legality in a lower court. It was the latest ruling by the conservative majority court restricting the powers of the EPA. The EPA issued the rule at at issue in March 2023, intending to target gases that form ozone, a key component of smog, from power plants and other industrial sources in 23 upwind states whose own plans did not satisfy the good neighbor provision of the Clean Air Act anti-pollution law, requiring steps to reduce pollution that drifts into states downwind. The agency said the rule would result in cleaner air for millions of people, saving thousands of lives. Conservative Justice Brett Kavanaugh, who authored the ruling, said the courts granted the challenger's request because they are likely to ultimately prevail in the litigation, saying the EPA did not reasonably explain its actions. Conservative Justice Amy Coney Barrett dissented, joining the court's 3 liberal justices. The court today enjoins the enforcement of a major environmental, saying, quote, in her dissent, in the court today enjoins the enforcement of a major environmental protection agency rule based on an underdeveloped theory that is unlikely to succeed on the merits, Barrett wrote. The EPA said it was disappointed with the ruling, but looks forward to defending the plan as the matter is further litigated. Thursday's action by the court will postpone the benefits that Good Neighbor Plan is already achieving in many states and communities, an EPA spokesperson said. So it comes down to you're playing your music too loud, and your neighbor tells you to turn it down. And you say, well, it's 7 o'clock. I don't have to turn down my music till 10 o'clock, so what are you going to call the cops on me? It's kind of that argument, which personally, I just turn the music down if someone asks me, or, I think a big part of good neighbor is communication. So again, and then at the same point, I like playing my music loud, and these people like polluting the air. They need to for their job, for whatever reason. So there's always 2 people who think they're right on an issue. So it's another one of those things. You want to give me a call and kind of maybe talk about this with me, or just go on YouTube, leave a comment. What do you think about the whole dichotomy of pollution, people for, people against, regulation? What needs to happen? What makes sense? And again, not trying to get divisive or super political. So if you have any ideas or thoughts on that, and then we're going to pivot back to some good news. Good.co. Check them out. Small island nations celebrate historic climate ruling against big polluters, International Maritime Court. The story was originally published by Grist, so check them out. Island nations in the Pacific, Caribbean, and West Indies won a major international legal victory this week that puts more pressure on large governments like European Union and China to curb their carbon emissions. On Tuesday, the International Tribunal for the Law of the Sea, or ITLOS, in Hamburg, Germany, unanimously ruled that state parties and United Nations Convention on the Law of Sea have an obligation to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. The 169 parties to the treaty include several of the world's top emitters. China, India, the European Union, and Russia. The United States, also a big polluter, is not a party to the convention. The tribunal said in its advisory opinion that greenhouse gases count as maritime pollution and that state parties to the convention must take all necessary measures to prevent, reduce, and control marine pollution. The ITLOS opinion will inform our future legal diplomatic work in putting an end to inaction that has brought us to the brink of an irreversible disaster, said Gaston Brown, Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda, according to Reuters. Nikki Reich from the Center for International Environmental Law, which supported the island nation's case, said the advisory opinion lays the foundation to hold big polluters accountable by clarifying their obligations under international law. Reich said in the first time an international court has commented on the intersection of oceans and climate change. So cool. The landmark decision, in that it adds great weight to the growing body of case law and legal interpretations, underscoring states' legal duties to urgently and drastically reduce greenhouse gas emissions to protect the environment. and human rights, said Reich. So, yeah, basically, small island nations are celebrating this happening, which, again, it's in my opinion an unnecessary debate. I don't think we should have to debate whether or not your room should be clean. You know, like, it's obviously a lot of people live kind of dirtily, but things are better when you clean, and things are clean. So why not just make the effort to run at a good rate, as far as, you know, productivity, keeping things clean, the water sources are pretty important, all that kind of stuff. Not trying to get preachy, but yeah, I mean, it just seems like something that we should be focusing on a little bit here. Yeah, we've got crab news. Okay, we'll just go to crabs for the next couple minutes here, and then we'll leave a crab cliffhanger because we've got another break coming up in just a couple minutes. So happens. But all right, Rome has crabs. Giant ancient crabs live beneath Rome, and conservationists have their backs. They deserve to be saved, quote unquote. The giant freshwater crabs might just be your new Roman Empire. And let's show these guys here. Okay, they're cute. Oh man. So if you go to our YouTube channel, you will see these cute Roman crabs. They're just chilling under the Colosseum. One big claw, one smaller claw. That's something that happens. These giant freshwater crabs might just be your new Roman Empire. Archaeologists studying Trajan's Forum, a historical Roman ruin site in 2005, discovered an ancient crab species, Potamon fluviatile. The only freshwater crab species indigenous to Italy. Wow. Researchers suspect that they've been around the region since ancient times, far before it was known for gelato and pasta. Rome's underground, especially in the area of ancient Roman Forum, is very rich in water, with many passageways and hiding places to survive. Marco Seminara, an environmental biologist of the Sapienza University of Rome, told National Geographic. It doesn't surprise me that these animals have lived for so long. The collapse of the Roman Empire gave the crabs a low profile to safely maneuver through the underground sewage systems of the city, surfacing only at night to feed on animal remains and other organic matter. Nature photographer Emmanuel Biggi has described the crabs as Wall-E of nature. He writes, its fierce temperament protects it from being disturbed by many predators like water snakes and smaller birds, and even against alien species like the Louisiana freshwater crayfish. However, these days, data suggests that the species may be at risk. While researchers caught and identified about 500 crabs during the height of their studies between 2004 and 2006, rising temperatures made them nearly impossible to find. Will anybody ever find the Roman crabs? Keep listening to Out to Lunch for a little while longer, and we'll try to figure that out. Again, we're 1410 AM, 75-year history. In the studio here, 847-931-1410. You get a direct line right to me, and we could talk about really whatever you want. I could hang loose and chill, talk about lunch, maybe sports. The Cubs are not something to really write home about at this point, but I'm always down to talk about what our thoughts are. Oh, and if you can see, I'm streaming the stream of the stream on WRMN Radio on YouTube. So go on to youtube.com and search WRM Radio. You'll find me and my large pan-shaped face, my fire hydrant head on this button-down body here. And you give me a call again on 847-741-931-1410. Self-deprecation, and that's free, and I enjoy it, but I hope you too as well do enjoy it And we'll talk to you soon.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. No matter the time of the day, WRMN 1410 AM is your platform to voice your views, share your stories, and connect with the Valley like never before. We're more than just radio. We're a community conversation that's always live, always local, and always looking for your input. Want to chime in on the drive time deal with Matt McNeil? Got a hot tip for first shift with Marky B? Or maybe you've got a question for a one-on-one with Leah. Now's the time to make your voice heard by calling Studio 14 at 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. You can join in the dialogue from wherever you are by commenting on our YouTube live streams at WRMN Radio. Hit the subscribe button to get notified when we go live and bring your comments to the table. It's easy, it's fun, and hey, it's what neighbors do. We talk, we listen, we engage. You're not just the audience, you're part of the show. Call in, comment, and let's make radio interactive. WRMN 1410 AM, where your words are part of our wavelength.
Keeping your car's coolant system in good shape with a regular flush is really important. Let the experts at Meineke Car Care Center at 376 Sundown Road in South Elgin remove your old coolant, preventing chemical buildups in your engine. Then they'll fill your entire system with new coolant to help your engine run smoothly and prevent rust and corrosion, increasing your engine's lifespan. To schedule your appointment, call 847-888-9644.
The lightest, fluffiest pancakes are calling your name at JoJo's Diner, 1935 West Gulf Road in Schaumburg. JoJo's has a huge breakfast menu featuring skillets, eggs Benedict, and so much more. Don't stop at breakfast. JoJo's also offers great burgers, sandwiches, and shakes. And for mouth-watering prime rib, try JoJo's for dinner. They have such a versatile menu. JoJo's Diner is family-owned and operated, and it's one of Schaumburg's best-kept secrets. Visit jojosdiner.com today.
America's First Responders Fest, Saturday, September 7th at Panton Mill Park, South Elgin, Illinois. Join us Saturday, September 7th for America's First Responders Fest. The South Elgin event will pay tribute to veterans and all first responders. This year's event includes Rapid Response 5K and Fun Run starting at 10 a.m. The festival hours are 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. We'll have first responder stage tributes. There will be a classic car show from JP Car Shows. Live bands featuring Deacon Frost, Rick Lindy and the Wild Ones, Jimmy Nick, and the Junkyard Groove. We'll broadcast live right here on WRMN 1410 and at WRMN Radio on YouTube. There will be food and beverage trucks, kids' activities, and market-style vendor booths. For more information and updates leading up to the event, please visit afrfest.org. Again, that's Saturday, September 7th. For more information, visit afrfest.org. That's America's First Responders Fest, Saturday, September 7th. At Panton Mill Park, South Elgin, Illinois. This summer, get outside and enjoy a quick round of golf at the Twin Lakes Golf Course in Palatine. Twin Lakes features an executive 9-hole golf course with a driving range, cafe, and pro shop. Just starting the game, lessons are available. Take a couple of hours for yourself and stop at the Twin Lakes Rec Area off Northwest Highway and hit the links. For a tee time, call 847-934-6050. Visit the Milwaukee County Zoo this summer to enjoy so many species of fun. Home to more than 2,200 animals, representing over 340 different species. The zoo educates, entertains, and inspires. Stomp back in time with the zoo's summer exhibit, Dinosaur Discovery, sponsored by Sendik's Food Market. You'll be astounded by the gigantic and scientifically accurate animatronic displays. Touch, feel, and learn about the role of predators in the ecosystem. Running through October 5th. Visit milwaukeezoo.org. And welcome back to Out to Lunch on 1410 WRMN. You're listening to Ben Boquist, that's my name, and we're talking about a whole bunch of stuff today, a bunch of good news that we're focusing on. It's out there. There's always the scary bad news that everyone's always talking about, so why not focus a little bit on some good stuff that people just don't focus on because of whatever reason, you know. Basically, you control all the media that you digest. So that's really what it is. There's so many choices, and that's why we're glad. I'm personally glad, and I want to personally thank everybody for listening, watching, being part of the YouTube stream, being part of the calling in. 931-1410. You know the area code. Okay, it's 847. That's the area code. I got my first phone with that area code. Grew up in Palatine, and just enjoying being local and focusing local. Getting a little international here. Talk about Roman crabs. We left it on a crabby cliffhanger there. We're going to refocus on this article here. So, despite their large size, scientists say Rome's crabs were between 13 and 20% larger than other members of the same species. They've been able to tunnel down further in their hidden canals to remain cool as the surface of their home becomes hotter and less humid. Human excavations are also to blame for their dwindling population, having unearthed a network of underground canals that once protected the crabs. Now, predators like seagulls and crows have breached the crabs' habitats. Seminara told National Geographic that these days he finds more crab body parts than live crabs. The species is also listed as near threatened by the IUCN Red List of Endangered Species. In order to save this species, which has been around for centuries, experts say they need the funding to study them. In 2020, the Coliseum recruited naturalists to help study and monitor diverse species living in the area. Between the Coliseum and the Roman Forum, Seminara joined naturalist Gianluca Damiani in the mission. But the results have been far less exciting than the original discovery of the species. In the last 3 years, only 6 new crabs have been identified, Damiani told National Geographic. Now they've gone even deeper, Damiani said. They're impossible to find. Although scientists are not concluding that the crabs currently face extinction, they can tell the crabs' numbers are rapidly declining. And again, let me throw up the screen here so you guys can see these cute crabs we got. Man, where is this thing? Okay, either way, you're gonna there we go. These crabs are not only dastardly dashing, they are threatened at this point. So this cool story is kind of showing how the species, and it's really cool because you see in the pictures here, it's basically like the Coliseum. You know how they constructed Rome. You heard about it. They built it, not in a day, but they built it, and made one of the first aqueducts. This lady just looked right at me. Okay. Like that. They built aqueducts and really used the plumbing. They were the first kind of people to make plumbing. The aqueducts, which are giant pillared rails that used gravity to basically just take the water and let it flow. And they had pressurized pipes back in Roman times. So that's pretty cool. A whole bunch of stuff. I mean, there's so much to learn about Rome. And one thing that led to was these crabs, these pinchy crabs. They're like the regular crabs. They got like one kind of larger claw on them. I don't know, an ecologist or zoologist would be able to probably tell me a little bit more about that. But in digressing back into serious good crab news, in the last 3 years, only 6 new crabs have been identified. So we said that. While Damiani blames Rome's desire to keep this area unchanged for tourists, Seminara argues that the interest in these crabs would be a sight to behold in itself. So go see. I agree with that. Go see the crabs of Rome. Have you been to Rome? When in Rome, do as the Roman crab lovers do and observe the Roman crabs in Rome, if they're still there. The existence is certainly folklorish. It would be like finding a crab living in Central Park, he explained to National Geographic. This is a unique animal. The fact that the Roman Forum, there's only large fresh Okay, let me start that quote over because I don't want to do this. Diamini guy, injustice. The fact that the Roman Forum, there is only one. The fact that in the Roman Forum there is only one large freshwater crustacean that we have in Italian waters has and will always generate a certain amazement. For now, the crab species, which also lives under the Mediterranean areas like Malta and Balkan Peninsula, is protected by local and national laws, but experts believe environmental education and communication is key in saving the crabs. Awesome. For Diamini, it starts with sharing their story. A few steps from the Colosseum in the heart of Rome, extraordinary crustaceans survive. He writes in an Instagram caption, showing his images of the crabs in their natural habitat. The last survivors hide among sewers and canals. He continues, descending ever deeper in an urban jungle that is rapidly changing. So we got some chud crabs. They're not chuds. They're not cybernetic or human, but they are underground dwellers. So pretty cool. Pretty cool, these crabs. So yeah, learn more about this at goodgoodgood.co. Good news organization. Really a great source for just feel good stuff. There's too much negative focus, and again, you have control over the media that you consume. So remember that, people. Think for yourselves. Don't be spoon-fed everything, because God knows that'll there's a lot of people just throwing things out there and offering things in your face, and you don't have to do it. But it's also to say, don't close yourself in and only, read nothing or only entertainment or only bad news. You got to have a balance, like in everything in life. And again, not trying to be preachy, but just telling you, cite your sources and just be cool, good human beings. Coming up next, we got Open Book with the Gale Borden Library. So that'll be cool. Check out what they are doing over there. They just had an awesome, I believe, 100-year anniversary at the Gale Borden Library, historical library out here in Elgin, which is, if you haven't been, come check out downtown Elgin. I mean, it's one of those things. I grew up in Palatine, as I said. I lived in Hoffman for a minute, and like I came down here one time, I think, when I was Uber driving, and was just amazed. Like, oh wow, I didn't realize that downtown Elgin is kind of like a real cool thing. And it is. Speaking of which, we have the for-profit film, which was filmed down here in Elgin. So check that out in Elgin, and a little bits in this studio as well. So forprofitfilm.com. It's showing all over. Go there to find out where. And yeah, fun story, and again, local. So cool. And now here's a little bit of awareness for you. We got 4th of July coming up, which is my favorite holiday probably. Who doesn't love fireworks? Who doesn't love grilling? Who doesn't love the hot weather and running through a sprinkler and parades? And who doesn't love 4th of July? I'll tell you who. Probably like some crabby people. Like I guess crabs are just not like the endangered crabs. But people who don't like much of anything probably don't like the 4th of July. But I'll tell you who doesn't like 4th of July because it scares them. Dogs. And it breaks my heart that some dogs don't like the 4th of July because it scares them. So here's, if you have a dog, how to keep them calm during 4th of July fireworks. Now, I understand this is kind of a controversial topic. Some of my friends who have dogs are straight up like enemies of fireworks. They're like, if you do fireworks, then I hate you because my dog gets scared. And it's like, dude, like, I get it. I'm sorry, but like, take these steps to make your dog less scared of fireworks. And I mean, nothing's going to stop people from doing them. And of course, the shows that happen in every town are going to keep going. The 4th of July, here's an article from goodgoodgoodnews.co, how to keep your dog calm during fireworks on the 4th of July. The 4th of July can be a miserable day for dogs. The fireworks make scaredy cats out of many canines. That's because, like humans, are hardwired to be afraid of sudden loud noises. It's what keeps them safe. Some dogs, though, take that fear to the extreme with panting, howling, pacing, whining, hiding, trembling, and even self-injury or escape. And unlike humans, they don't know that the fanfare for the 4th is not a threat. Dogs hear fireworks and process it as their world is under siege. How a dog responds to noises may be influenced by breed, with German Shepherd dogs more likely to pace, while Border Collies or Australian cattle dogs are more likely to show their fear by hiding. While we veterinarians, and this is quoting from the article here, I personally am not a veterinarian, don't know exactly why some dogs are afraid of fireworks and others not. Many dogs that react to one noise often react to others. Therefore, early intervention and treatment are essential in protecting the welfare of those terrified dogs. Here's how you can protect your dog from fireworks. Okay, so you take your pet to the vet. If your dog is afraid of fireworks, first step is to have your veterinarian evaluate him or her, especially if your dog's noise sensitivity is relatively new. One recent study found a link between pain and noise sensitivities in older dogs, indicating that muscle tension or sudden movements in response to a loud noise may aggravate a tender area of the body and thus create an association between loud noises and pain, causing fear of that particular noise or develop or escalate. Creating a safe haven in your home with secure door or gateway, preferably away from outside windows or doors, is a good idea. Close the blinds or curtains to reduce outside noises, and play some classical music to help reduce stress by creating a relaxing environment for your dog during the show. A white noise machine or box fan may also help reduce anxiety, along with pheromone like Adaptil, sprayed on bedding or a bandana or collar from a diffuser plug into the wall. So here's some technological ideas for you. Get your dog noise-canceling headphones. Consider noise-canceling headphones such as mutt muffs to muffle the sound and further reduce noise sensitivities. Find a food your pet will love. This could cut pieces of boiled chicken or squeezed cheese. This could be cut pieces of boiled chicken or squeezed cheese. Sit with your pet and feed them with each boom. So yeah, every time a firework goes off, you're like, here's a cracker, here's some cheese. You can also use a long-lasting food dispensing or puzzle toy to release food continuously during the show. This will keep your dog, make your dog positive association with the noises for the future. So yeah, how about that? Those are great psychological dog psychology fixes there. And let's see, we've got 1 minute left here, so I'm going to try to power through these last. Provide a gentle pressure. Consider anxiety wraps, fabric wraps that exert gentle pressure on your dog's body. So they got a thunder shirt, that kind of thing. Show some love when it comes to comforting your dog. The jury is still out. It is difficult, however, to reinforce an emotional response with comfort. Therefore, it's okay to pet your dog when frightened by a noise event, so long as the dog appears to be comforted and not more distressed by the attention. The article by Christine Calder of Mississippi State University was originally published on The Conversation. Header images courtesy of somebody else. So go to goodnews.co for that. And yeah, take care of those pups, take care of those dogs. On the 4th of July, we'll be talking more about that. Thanks.
This is McGruff the Crime Dog, and I need you to help me take a bite out of crime. Counterfeit products are popping up everywhere. Fake sneakers, fake cosmetics, and even fake pills. Crooks are selling counterfeit versions